Hello, welcome on in. My name is Johnson.Linton. I am a Reiki master, a drugless practitioner. I love to talk about positive things, manifestation, healing at any aspect of natural healing. That's what my channel is all about. And if you've been here before, welcome back again. If you're here for the first time, I'm glad for you to stop in for a moment. Please like and share at some point in this video. If you like this video, if you're enjoying this content, please let me know. Please leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. I will respond back to you. If you're interested in working with me, if you want a Reiki session, or you would like a spiritual healing session or spiritual counseling or anything like that, or maybe you feel like you're a healer and you're ready to get started on that journey of learning aspects of healing and doing self-healing for yourself or healing for others, please contact me. I would love to work with you, answer any questions that you may have. Now that we got all that out of the way, just remember to like, share, and comment, and let's talk about our topic today. I wanted to make a video, especially today. It is May 21st, 2025, and it is the day of my mother's birth, Gloria Dawn Johnson. And I just want to honor her today. She's on the other side, still very much with me. I feel her all around me all the time, and that is so awesome and beautiful. And I just want to honor her today because I am who I am because of Gloria Dawn Johnson. Yes, my father had a big part of that as well, but it's Gloria's birthday today, Gloria Dawn Johnson, and I want to honor my mom in that way. I want to talk about a mother's wisdom. Sometimes you hear people say a mother's wit. And the mother's wit is just that special way that that woman and that mother expresses herself in the world and to her children. That mother's wit. It's that unconventional way, that wisdom that she has to share with others and has shared with her children. And my mother was so special, is so special. I don't want to say was, because like I said, she's very much present to me even in spirit. She has such a strong personality and character about herself that is carried on in many others that are around me, friends, and some family have said they have felt her presence around them and her helping them through, feeling her energy, helping them with a situation. I also want to talk about how spirit is so very close and near to us, even when we pass on. We continue to live, and if we really believe that we have eternal life, then we know that the spirit just moves on from this side of life and this venture and this journey of learning on this side, and then we go to the other side, but they are very close around. They are all around us. They hear us. When we're thinking of them, when they are heavy on our mind, we know that their presence is around us. And if we'll be open to it, they will express that and show you, I am listening, I am hearing, I am still loving you from this place. I'm passed from this world, but I am still very much with you. And I just want to talk about the aspects that Gloria Dawn Johnson taught me. Gloria Dawn Johnson was a very spiritual-minded woman, and she loved the Lord. She expressed it in everything she did. She also was a person that was very open to others' beliefs and what they thought, and wise enough to listen and to hear what they thought, but not compromise what she felt as well. But she had an openness. It wasn't a judgmental thing. It wasn't like, oh, I can't deal with them because they're this way, or they're a Buddhist and they're Catholic and I'm Christian, non-denominational, or those kind of divisions that some of us make, and we cut people out. And then some people say, well, they want to have this godly behavior. How's that a godly behavior when you disrespect, hate, or dislike somebody because of their beliefs? Doesn't seem very kind and loving to me, So I'm so thankful that my mother raised us to get along with everybody, find a common ground, or be able to be respectful of those people, even when they're not so much respectful of us. She was just such a woman. And everybody who met her and came in contact with her loved her as well. And she mothered not just me and my sister, because it was just two of us. She mothered a lot of people. She was a teacher. She mothered her students. She mothered people in the community. She mothered her students, strangers, people at her church, people she met in the store. And I am so grateful to be her daughter, and I know that she gave me those same inherent gifts and talents to take on in my life, and it's a beautiful gift to pass on. I love my notes, and I like to write my little notes when I think about making a video, so you might catch me looking down at my notes because I don't want to leave anything out. And while I'm talking to you about mothers today, and I'm talking about my mother today, I want you to think about who has been a mother to you. Maybe they were a birth mother, maybe their blood, your rightfully mother that had you and carried you, or maybe it was somebody else. Maybe it was an aunt, a grandmother. Maybe it was even your father that had to step in as that mother. Maybe it was a friend of the family. Maybe you had a foster or adopted mother. But nevertheless, it carried on that mother's wisdom, was caring for you, concerned for you, looking out for your well-being, teaching you things, Because mothers are the first people in our life that teach us how to love and love us. The first person, that mother, if you were so privileged to have that kind of mother, that mother loved you when you were in her womb. She expressed love and how she took care of herself and brought you forth and carried you, made the decision to have you and to keep you and bring you into this world. Okay? Whether you were adopted or fostered, she brought you into this world, and you are here and you exist. You are a living being, and that's something we need to give that mother honor for. Okay? And she is the first one that teaches us how to love, because a lot of times the love and the compassion that our mother gives to us, if she was that type of mother that hugged you and told you that she loved you and expressed love in those many ways, maybe it was making you that nice dinner or making you those cookies or coming to your school program. If you have that type of mother, she expressed her love through those actions. And you learn how to love yourself and how to love others through that love that she showed you. So my mother was my first love. And second, I would say my mother and my father were my first love. We're talking about Gloria today. She was my first teacher. Not only was she a teacher in this world and had a degree in teaching, she taught others. She taught me how to be respectful. She taught me how to be kind, how to share. She was my first spiritual teacher. She taught me how to pray. She taught me how to worship. She taught me how to read my Bible. She taught me aspects of respecting others who had different beliefs. She taught me how to get along with others even though they were not the same nationality or creed as me. She taught us how to share. When her and my father would invite people to our house, and they would feed other people, and they would invite other people to celebrate with us so they wouldn't be alone. And that opened my heart to that I share in that same respect. These are home training aspects that a mother teaches their child. And it's a beautiful thing. And some of us get up so much into our life and we say, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this professional person. But if you had that kind of mother that in the beginning was teaching you and putting forth those things, whether it was your mother, your grandmother, maybe it was a sister that stepped up, maybe it was your father, a friend, a teacher, someone at church, whoever was encouraging you and teaching you those wise things, and had that mother's wit that they were sharing with you and becoming your mother in that way, we need to give honor and respect. Because there are a lot of people in our world who haven't had that opportunity. That's not their story. They didn't have that wisdom from their mother. Maybe their mother wasn't loving on them like that. Maybe their mother wasn't hugging them and showing them respect and teaching them respect in these aspects. Because a lot of times I hear about events or you're dealing with people and I'm like, that's no home training. That means that person obviously wasn't taught that when they were raised up. They weren't raised up with that reverence or that respect, and that's why they're acting that way. sometimes people are raised in the right kind of way with that respect, and the kid even ends up and goes the other route. There are those occasions, but for the most fact and the most times when you see somebody that is well mannered, it's because they were taught that when they grew up. They grew up in that kind of atmosphere where that was prevalent. Okay, and my mother, I want to say she was my first advisor spiritually on how to do business as well, and how to contact business. My mother would say sometimes how to clean the house, how to deal with difficult or stressful situations. And it wasn't that everything was always smooth for Gloria Johnson, but even in hard times, I was able to see an even head, cool mother that knew how to deal with it, that did not lose her temper, and she was more just like butter, just smooth and able to handle things. And when people were stressed and they had difficult situations, they came to my mother. They would contact her. They would come over. They would call her on the telephone, because when they got done talking to her, she made them feel comfortable with themselves. She made them feel that they had hope in a difficult situation. And I am so blessed to have had her and as my mother, and she has given me a lot of those traits and gifts that I am able to deal with my clients in that way, my family in that way. I'm not as smooth as butter as like Gloria always was, but I have learned so much from her and taken so much from our relationship together. Okay? We're talking about mothers, how mothers, they're our first teachers. They start the process of our learning. My mother was also very open-minded to me, because I was a different kind of child. I was a different kind of child. The gifts, the spiritual gifts were coming on me. Gloria had her own special gifts and callings on her life, different from mine, and she expressed them in different ways, but there was something going on with me. Spirit was coming in with me at a young age, and I would share some of these things with her sometimes, and I could see her eyes widen, like, what is going on? But she never said anything rude to me or made me feel bad and said, well, that's crazy, or let me take you to the doctor and get you some meds because I think you're having a mental breakdown or a problem or something. She just carried me with such love, and she just embraced me in all kinds of ways, and she was the type of mother that just loved on her children, and she loved on her grandchildren. And she made each one of us feel special, appreciated, and gave us the mindset that we could become anything that we wanted to become, that we had it in us, and we had the smarts, and we had the discipline and the ability to do these things, and that was a wonderful thing. I always felt special because of my mother. Not just my mother and my father, but we're talking about my mom today, so don't get jealous, Dad. She always stood up for us, and she stood up for herself. She wouldn't let down on something. If somebody was mistreating her or doing something that was wrong, whether it was a store or a business, she would stand up for herself, and she just wouldn't leave it like that. She would speak up. And she taught me how to speak up, because I know a couple of friends and people that I'm in contact with, and they're more on the shy side, or they're the ones that I don't want to deal with that. I just leave it alone. I don't pursue that, or I don't need to do anything about that. And sometimes that's a disservice, just to let it go and to allow it to go on, because you need to speak up for yourself and say, hey, that's not right. How can we resolve this? Be able to resolve it and not just let it go, and not just let people walk over you, because that's having respect for yourself. When I stand up for what is right, it might be uncomfortable, it might be wrong, it might feel wrong, or it might feel agitated about doing it or uncomfortable, but you need to stand up for yourself, because you deserve to be respected. You deserve to be heard. You deserve those things. That's part of that self-love, okay? And so on today, May 21st, I am honoring my mother, and I'm just remembering all the special things that she added to my life and still add to my life when I feel myself where I might feel overwhelmed with a situation. I feel her coming in and embracing me. I feel her hugging on me and feel her energy. And then I start thinking about thoughts of her. And that's how you know when a spirit is close to you that's on the other side, when you start having those thoughts or those memories of maybe times you had together or special memories, and they start coming on your mind so often and so close, and then you might get a chill. And that's how you know spirit is right there next to you, you know? And this video is building upon the next video. I'm going to make another video after this one, and it's going to talk about becoming. You know, the state of becoming who you are today. So this is the build, because those first aspects have a lot to do with whoever raised us, whether it was our mother or someone else. The things that we were taught caused us to express ourselves in the way we are, and we show up in a certain way because of how we were brought up, you know? And everybody I know didn't have a good upbringing. And they might not have that in their household or in their life, or they had a rougher upbringing. But I just hope for that person that later on in their life that they connected in with somebody that would teach them how to love themselves and others, and teach them morals maybe that they didn't have when they grew up. You know, it's never too late to learn. And whoever those people were, give honor, give thanksgiving, give gratitude. So just in today, I'm going to be closing out this video. In the next video, stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about becoming, how we become, how the different aspects in our life and events that are happening in our life take us to the place to where we become who we are. And we react from those things that have happened. And we're educated, and we are trained in the school of life by those things, okay? So if you like this video, if you're enjoying my other videos, stay tuned for the one of becoming. It's going to be a good video. I am going to offer some healing in that video that you can connect in with and receive a healing for today, or whenever you're watching this video, today, tonight, tomorrow, next month. As many times as you watch these videos, that same healing vibe will be in the video, and I'm going to be working with my spiritual staff, so you don't want to miss it. This one is in honor of mothers, in honor and mother of my mother, Gloria Dawn Johnson, giving much honor and respect to that woman because she deserves it. And if you are remembering about your mother, or you are thinking about who raised you, leave in the comments. Let me know who raised you, and drop a special aspect. What is the one thing that you remember that person taught you that was in that motherly first place for you? And maybe it was a teacher, you know, maybe it was later on in life. What did that person teach you? What was the value of that lesson, and how does it help you in your life now? I want to hear from the comments. When you leave comments and we talk together, we build that community. And community is good because then we know we have support in this world, spiritual support in this holistic life and values, okay? So please leave your comments. Thank you for watching again. I appreciate you for sharing these videos and comments. If you're interested in having a session, please let me know. I will leave that down in the comments as well on how you can contact me. Okay, you be blessed. Continue to walk in the light.